Hello, YouTube. It's Silver Age Dave. I'm in the comic room. It's Thursday. I don't have a lot of time, but I thought I'd just go live with a quick haul here. Sometimes I can explain when stuff falls my way. Sometimes I can't explain when stuff falls my way. So what I thought I'd do is I'm just going to go through some books. I'm going to use these as a backdrop, but then we'll talk more. I'm going to move the view here a little bit. We'll talk more. Hey, Gomez, what's going on, brother? So nice to see you. You know what? For me, it's 11:20, but I guess for you West Coast guys, it would be morning. So I've been very busy with a lot of things. Making videos has whoop, there goes the Silver Age Dave sign. Making videos has not been easy for me. I've been just hectic. And wow, look at this. Pages, Films, and Plastics. How are you? Joker 68. Oh my goodness. Um, yeah, there's some good books, Joker 68. Kurt, I hope you're doing well, man. So, how this haul starts is the craziest of things. I have comic buyers I like to build relationships with, and this is fluky. How this happened? Maybe a month and a half or 2 months ago, I had a garage sale, and I thought, you know what? I've got all these, uh, you know, I had 3 to 5 long boxes of stuff that just wasn't exciting to me anymore. And I thought, you know what, I'll sell some of that stuff. So I had this garage sale, and I had a bunch of free stuff I got from a house we bought a few years ago. It was a flipper house, but it was full of stuff. So I sold all this antique stuff, and I was down to the bottom of what I had. And a guy and his wife came through. They said they had a little antique store in another state, not even in Ohio. And hey, 1222 in Puerto Rico. There you go. Hopefully you're doing well in Puerto Rico. Uh, so I sold him all this stuff, really giving it away. But the guy and I started talking. His name is Gail, and I've never met a guy named Gail that I didn't like, by the way. Great guy. And so Gail told me he comes across comic books now and again, and I told him what a big comic nut I am, and he said, you know what, next time I'm in town, I think his grandmother was originally from here, and he said, next time I'm in town, I'm going to bring you some comics. I said, that's great, Gail. So I'm going to start flipping through these things, and I'll tell the story. This is the newest of what's in here. Literally, he called me Tuesday evening, like 4:45. I'm, sitting at the office, just getting ready to close up for the day. And he said, Dave, this is Gail. And I have all these comic books. Would you like to take a look at them? I could be there in 20 minutes. I said, that's great. I'd given him my business card, and where his grandma's house is isn't all that far. So he comes in literally with like a food produce box, real tall, and these things are just stacked like this. Just boop, it fits this short box here, but just stacked, okay? And the craziest thing, I'm going to start showing these. The craziest thing is I really didn't look at him that much. He said he bought the box, and he paid $100 for the box at an estate sale somewhere in this other state. And he only bought it because it had 2 old Tonka trucks, and that's what he gets into. So he never really even looked at them. I saw the box. He said, Dave, I paid $100 for the whole thing with the Tonka trucks. What can you do? And I thought, well, how about half? And I offered him $50, and he said, I'd like to get more than that. And I said, well, how about 65? And he came back at 75. So lo and behold, we settled on 65 or $70. That's what I gave him cash right there. He wasn't here 15 minutes. Beautiful. So I don't know where he went, but he left. I got the comics. I threw the produce box out. I didn't want that. And basically, after I started looking at them, I noticed that someone somewhere had priced these. Now, some of these prices, hey, Roger, Steven Spock, how are you? Luther Manning in here just started lunch. So I paid $70 for this whole short box. It's almost predominantly 10-cent comics. The guy bought them from as a buyer, super nice friend, and he never looked at them. I didn't really look at them until afterwards. Again, some of these prices are in outer space, but they're still the comics themselves are in really, really nice shape. So I got this Heckle and Jekyll. They've got 28 bucks on the back. Okay, and literally I didn't even look. So I start going through them, and I'll share what they're priced at. The condition on these, they're beautiful, and they're not in comic bags. I'm gonna rebag and reboard. So I don't know all that much. This is Magic Comics number 74. The color is beautiful. The condition on these things. This says copyright 1945 right here, and it's got a $30 ticket. You know, maybe at an antique mall. That's what they would charge. So basically, I'm all in at 70 bucks, and I couldn't even believe it. We're going to finish with this section if you stick around. I've got about 40 minutes to play today. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it. Hey, Chino's Comics is in here. Blondie number 42, 10 center. This, I can't read the copyright. It sure looks, boy, if I was a few years younger, right, guys? I can't read it. So I haven't opened these things up yet. And so we got Blondie number 42. And I haven't put these in order. I haven't alphabetized. They're literally just, you know, after he left, I took them out. Oh, this Blondie has a price tag of 35 on it. Dagwood Comics, we've got a, you know, I would imagine that's going to be a color break increase once it's all said and done. Hey, Heroes to Icons in the house. One of my favorites. Thank you so much. This is Dagwood Comics number 11. And again, I don't see a year on it. This is a King feature. All right. And they've got $45 on that. You know, again, I don't know. I can't explain it for 70 bucks. No matter what, I think it's somewhere like 95 comic books, almost all 10 centers. Carl Anderson's Henry, 10 cent, 52 pages, all comics. And this has a $22 tag on it. And that one's in really, really nice shape. Perry Comics, thank you for joining us, Perry Comics. We've got Walt Disney's Duck album featuring 5 complete duck stories. This is number 531, and I do have a few 4-color comics that are going to be in here. This one is a Dell, $10 they have on that one. Walt Disney's Donald Duck. This is number 44, and it has a copyright but no date on it. So again, I apologize. I haven't done the research. I was just so excited. Like I say, I picked these up Tuesday night. I was in a hurry to get out of here. I really didn't have time to research them. I think I have to order more bags and boards for Golden Age. Here's The Adventures of Rex. This is from DC Comics, and this is number 18. And it's got a really cool date stamp on it. If Dr. Von Schiller was here, I think he'd get a kick out of that. 19, well, maybe it's not a date stamp, but I don't know what it is. A few of them had stamps like that. So I just assumed it was a date stamp, but who knows? The Blondie is from 1942. That's what I thought. I thought I saw 1942 on there. And the Rex the Wonder Dog, they have $35 priced on it. And these are almost like, a while back I had a haul and I didn't know what the bags were. They ended up being record album bags. And I forget if it was Farley's or I forget who recognized them as record album bags, but just phenomenal. You know, the condition on these things, considering the way they got to me, is unbelievable. We've got Adventures of Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. This is number 5. It's a 10 center, and we are missing a little chunk out of here, and but that's okay. And they've got the back on that's pretty beat. So like that one, they've got $25 on. It looks like a big subscription crease up the front where it was folded and delivered. Wow Comics, let's see, number 63, February 10-cent issue. We've got Commando Yank, Mr. Scarlet, and Pinky Phantom Eagle. This is a Fawcett publication, and maybe Metarog knows about these. He had a couple series recently on some of the lesser known publishing company things. I know Undersea Agent and all that stuff. So maybe Metarog knows about some of this stuff. Big O, how are you, sir? And that one they had $30 on the back. And I'll tell you what I'll do. I don't know how long everyone can stay. We've got 13 people. But I'm going to try to get through this in a timely manner. This one is Horace and Dottie Dripple Comics, number 25. And again, that's a 10 center. This one has, it looks like more of a paper cover than like what would have been glossy. I can't really tell. This is Harvey Comics. Looks pretty old, and so that's kind of cool. Let me get another stack. It's an absolutely full box. Here's one I think I got a kick out of. Boris Karloff. That's a 15 center. That's one of those newer ones. Okay, so let me put that here. And did I show that? Yeah, the $15 is what they had this one priced at. Okay, so WoW was a kind of catch-all title for faucets. Okay, there you go. And thank you, Roger. Red Rider Comics, September. This one, I mean, the cover is just absolutely beautiful. The condition on this, look at the corner up here. I mean, very sharp. It could probably use, it's got a little bit of a, I wouldn't even hardly call it a spine roll. It's like a little elevation right on the end, just from the way I think they were stored for a long, long time. But, I mean, if you gave this to Erod or you gave this to Edwin, I think they would press that thing right out. And look at the colors on that. Unbelievable. Okay, and then we have Red Rider. I apologize, guys. I don't know what numbers these are. I'd have to open them up, and I just haven't gotten that far. But again, pretty cool stuff. This one they had at $25. This one they had at $30 as a, I guess maybe in a, I don't know. I don't know where these were. Hi, Leia Comics. Hey, buddy. Singing Guns, the New Republic picture starring Vaughn Moore, Ella Raines, and Walter Brennan. Singing Guns. I assume this is just a one issue. And for everyone who's a Walter Brennan fan, can't get enough of that. They have $15 on it as an ask. Red Badge of Courage, Motion Picture Comics. July number 105, Fawcett Publications, Metro Goldwyn Mayer's mighty Civil War saga based on a novel by Stephen Crane. Right? Am I wrong if I say unbelievable? I after he left and after I started looking at these things, that one they have $35 on. Guys, my memory stinks. That one 15. I think I showed that. So that one's 35. I'm going to try to remember to show the pricing on these, but if I miss a few, then you let me know. Zane Grey's King of the Royal Mounted, number 363, and that one they've got $12 on. And given the condition and the color, I would imagine Area 51 Mike, he probably has one of these dog sleds. He goes to the comic stores. He's probably got like comics in there, like in a box. That's how I see it. Let's see. Joker 68 says he did a report. Got an A on it. That's good. Yeah. I never got an A unless there was like a picture. If you could draw a picture or something. I stand corrected. I did get one A on one report. It was a high school summer school report. Very funny. Maybe I'll try to remember that story to tell one of these days. Comics on Parade, number 51, Lil Abner. I Again, my apologies. I don't have any research done. This one they have $45 price tag on. So, my head scratcher on this stuff is how could these books go from someone who took the time to bag them and price them, then it went through an estate sale where no one apparently turned them over and looked at them, and a guy got them for $100 with a couple of Tonka trucks, and then he's a seller and he brings them to me, and I honestly didn't even look at them. It's to quote Princess Bride, it's inconceivable, right? Henry Aldrich, this is a 10 center. We've got a hunk missing up here. This one they have $5 on, so that one's pretty reasonable, I think. $5 ask on that. Who said comics aren't educational? Absolutely they are. We have Walt Disney's Thumper Follows His Nose. That's number 243. Felix the Cat. I have a friend, they kind of nickname him Middle-Aged Dave, a guy I hang out with, and he likes the Felix the Cat comics, and I sent a picture of this to him after this all happened. So we've got a cool Felix the Cat there, a little rough around the edges, but $48 is what they have that one priced at. Little Iodine, which I'm unfamiliar. I was not familiar with this title. Some of these were, things that you really don't see. That's a 10-cent issue. And this one they have priced at $15. But, color is real nice on them. We've got a second copy. This is, that was January, March. This was December, January, so maybe a little older. And this one they had priced at $15. Really, really neat stuff. Okay, and then we've got a Tom and Jerry 10-cent comic, 52 pages. My hauls lately have been, I don't know, the stuff that you just don't see too often, I guess. I haven't been getting a lot of calls, so I thought it was odd because usually I get random calls, and I haven't had one in, it's probably been more than a month since I had anyone call me, and I know plenty of people out there. And so I thought, well, maybe everyone's exhausted and tired of silver, but it ended up, working out pretty well. This has a $5 ask on it. Henry Aldrich Comics. It's August, September, 10 cent. We have Mutt and Jeff, winter issue number 16. We've got some tearing here. Okay, most of us know the name Mutt and Jeff. I can't say I was a big Mutt and Jeff guy back in the day. And this one has a $40 ask on it. And I don't know how long ago these were done, that someone bagged them and priced them. A lot of these characters came over from the daily comic strips. Absolutely. There's a cool one. Looney Tunes Merry Melodies, 10 cent. And that one they have $15 on. Okay, and you could get 1 year, 12 issues for $1. So really, you got a little break even back then. We've got another one here, May, Looney Tunes Merry Melodies. And that one they didn't have a price on. Little beat up. The spine on that one's pretty rough, but that's okay. Maybe there's a great story in there. This one has $12. Oh, you know what? That $12 probably came off of this one. That's probably what happened. They're just rubbing. Okay, we'll put him right where he goes. This is a December issue. Little football. Okay, and um, this one is really, really cool. I'm curious as to the year because they're advertising war bonds. I'm actually going to open this one up if I can. They're pretty tricky the way he's got them. He or she, someone has them taped in here. Let me see if I can get in and we'll see the year because there's actually a letter written on the cover to the American people. Okay, and I'll read the letter. This says number 45, July 1945. Okay, and so patriotic. I'm going to read this letter from Bugs Bunny here. Your sons, husbands, and brothers who are standing today upon the battlefronts are fighting for more than victory in war. They are fighting for a new world of freedom and peace. God bless, right? We upon whom, guys, I'm getting the chills reading this. Can you imagine? 1945. We upon whom has been placed the responsibility of leading the American forces, appeal to you with all possible earnestness to invest in war bonds to the fullest extent of your capacity. Give us not only the needed implements of war, but the assurance and backing of a united people so necessary to hasten the victory and speed the return of your fighting men. And we've got all these great signatures on here. What incredible times. I mean, we just had the D-Day anniversary, and I can't imagine what it was like living then. But saving us from some pretty terrible stuff. So pretty cool issue. We have here, and I'll get on with it, guys. Let me get on with it. Dr. Biggie Shack is in the house. How are you, buddy? We have Carl Anderson's Henry. Okay, 52 pager. We have Blondie. I'm going to move a little faster now. This has a $45 asking price on it. Number 22, Harvey Comic Blondie. And that's in really, really nice shape. Overall, we've got another Blondie here, number 25. And this one they've got $40 price tag on. This was a cool one, and I wish it was a whole stack of these guys. As much as I love all comics, I would have loved a stack of these. This is only one. It's Two Gun Kid number 19, and it's a December issue. And this was the one I was talking about had a cool date stamp on it, 11/02. So we're assuming that means November 2nd, and on sale monthly, and just in beautiful condition. That one is, and they had a asking price on that one $54. Okay, so again, for the guys that came late, this literally fell in my lap for $70. This whole short box. There's another great one for us old enough to remember: Woolworth's Happy Time Christmas Book, 1952, A Trip in Santa's Ribbon Candy Rocket. And that one they've got $40 on, which I'd have to believe that's on the low side. Condition is really, really nice, and I'm anxious to open that up and see what it's all about. You know what? We've got a few minutes. I'm gonna open it up, guys. Curiosity is killing the cat here. I just gotta know what's in there. I remember Woolworths in Chicago when I was a little guy. We'd go to Woolworths. Maybe some of you guys remember Woolworths too. Again, colors are gorgeous. And what do we have here? Yeah, it's a catalog. Oh my goodness. 1952, which is before my time. But maybe there's some guys out there that can comment on this stuff. I'm not going to name names, but look at these trucks in here. Look at these Tonka trucks, $1.69. I'm going to get back to it. Look at that. Look at the pricing on those things. Can you imagine? All these toys. 1952. All right, so we've got that. I'm going to get rid of that plastic. Blondie Comics. This is... Boy, it doesn't even have a number on there. King Syndicate, I know that. Hey, Mastodon's here. How are you, Mastodon? I don't see a number on this issue. That one's a little torn up. They had $45 on it still, so maybe it's kind of old. Ding Dong #2. I've never heard of Ding Dong. He's got quite the outfit there. Maybe a little robot guy, and $15 on that one. Another Felix the Cat firefighter, and we got the mouse up here smoking a cigar. And $45 is the ask on that one. And then Tom and Jerry Comics, another cool little issue. That we certainly all probably remember, Tom and Jerry. Okay, so I'm going to move those aside and add those to the stack. Let's see where I am at on time. Ooh, running out of time. So I'm going to move a little faster. I'm just going to blast through these. Andy Panda #54. Henry Aldrich. Hey, we already saw this. I got doubles on this one. Sailboat issue. I know we have had seen another one of those. Here's another Henry Aldrich in the movie theaters. Alsmus, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my old price guide out and figure out who some of the art is by. So there's a skiing one. We've got a Sad Sack 15 center #212. Okay, and as long as I have this newer Sad Sack, I might as well show this Sad Sack. This is Sad Sack #13. Okay, and this is what was so astounding, that no one looked at the backs of these, including me. So this Sad Sack they had $10 on, right? This is number 13. This one has a price ask on the back of $150, and it's in really, really nice shape. Corners are pretty tight on it. It could probably benefit from a press. There's a little wrinkle up here in this corner, but all in all, it's a beautiful issue. So, go figure. How does this stuff fall through so many hands without anyone knowing anything about it? Here's a Sad Sack Laugh Special. They had $25 on it. It's number 59. It's a 25 center, which just means it was a giant size. So it's got the square bound, and the binding is in great shape. It's nice and flat, which is hard to find those. We've got the Chief #2. Am I close enough on these for you guys? Hopefully I'm close enough. Another great 10-cent issue. It looks like a painted cover. This one's a little beat, so I'm guessing it's a great story. Some kid probably read the daylights out of that. Okay. Terry and the Pirates. This is #6, 10-cent comic. And that one they had $19 on. And they have Quaker Puffed Wheat ad on the back. And this actually even has the who bought it. It was Dick Burt from Goshen, Indiana. It's got the little postmark on it still. Terry and the Pirates, another issue. This is number 20, 10 center, $18. We've got Joe Palooka, number 9, 10-cent comic. And again, I just scratch my head sometimes. The old Baby Ruth ad. Baby Ruth advertised in a lot of Golden Age comics. This one is kind of cool. I don't know anything about it. It's a Dell Giant #1 Walt Disney Donald Duck Beach Party 25 center. But look at how thick that thing is. Look how thick that binding is. And I don't know when it's from. One of you guys, if you have eBay up, maybe you can find it. But a couple of these things I had trouble even finding. I did look up a couple of them. This is Dick Tracy, number 51. This, Carl, I'm telling you, like I said in the title, is it karma, is it diligence, or is it just random chance? Because it's unexplainable, really. I've got another stack I'm going to bring out, but I want to talk about a few of these on the front. That's what we have left, which I'll try to get through, but I don't want to miss these guys. So these were some of the better valued. Again, I haven't researched all of them. I looked them up and they seem to fall pretty true. This is Walt Disney's Donald Duck number 282, the pixelated parrot. Okay, and this has an ask of $100 on it. Again, my apology, I don't know the year on these things. Then we have an Uncle Scrooge. This is a 10-cent issue. I think this is issue number 4, Uncle Scrooge, and it's in great shape. It does have one crease on it here, and it's got a little waviness here, but no color break. And again, I think Edwin or Erod would make short work of that and flatten it right out, which would be great. So we'll set that here. And okay, I talked about the sad sack. Okay, we'll move on up this group. For those of you who are still hanging out, thank you so much. Am I going to Baltimore? Well, if anyone's going to Baltimore, let Mastodon know. I generally don't go to a lot of cons, guys. I like the Toledo one and the local ones, but truthfully, stuff like this happens to me enough that I kind of like to be around when the phone rings. I don't get out of town a whole lot for cons. This is Don Winslow, star of television, movies, and radios. 10-cent comic number 65. It does have great deals. So this one they have marked at $295. Okay, and it's not perfect. So it might have been someone that saw a 9.0 CG Seed copy go for that much, but still, I'm happy to have it for, less than $1 a piece is basically what where I'm at on these things. This one has a very slight possible subscription crease on it, and it's a Hetty of Hollywood comics number 43, and I almost think it might be one of the early 3D issues because the way the July 43 is, you can't really read it. This one they have $400 on, and I did look this one up on eBay, and this number 43 goes for a lot of money. Unexplainable, I don't know why, but it's in great condition. Looks like it could use a cleaning, but considering the age on these things, okay. And then we're moving up again. This is Walt Disney's Donald Duck Rags to Riches number 356, and this one, that's what they have it price marked. Okay, and I looked this up. There's some cheap ones, and there's some that have sold really expensive graded out. So, hey, Vin C's in the house. A lot of these up here, my plan is to send them in and get them graded and, preserved a little better. And then the best book in the group, which I didn't recognize right away. I was hunting this a few years ago and I gave up, frankly. This is the Lone Ranger. This is Dell Comics number 1. It's January, February 1948. And I did not think I was going to own one of these. I think I saw one on Go To Geeks. I know someone had one, and the corners on here are crisp and beautiful, and the spine's in great shape. It could use, I think if you sent it in, I would pay for a press on it. They had $875 written on the back, and if you look up Lone Ranger Dell number 1, they go for a pretty penny. They go really high, and again, just I'm feeling very blessed. So those are the big books out of the group, and I'm gonna blast through just a couple more because I'm gonna have to get going pretty soon, guys. I have an appointment I have to get to, but I'm gonna blast through the last bunch of them. I can't thank you guys enough for sticking in here and hanging out with me. We've got Alice in Wonderland number 1, 10-cent copy. We've got Archie number 71. These 10-cent Archies go for a pretty penny. The Alice in Wonderland, they had it marked $35. It's almost like a if you go to an antique mall, it's almost like that kind of pricing, but normally they'd have a booth number and stuff on them. Zane Grey's Range War. This is number 555, which this could be a 4-color. I guess I don't know. The color's pretty stunning. Zane Grey's King of the Royal Mounted. This is number, get my eyes on it, number 8. Another very, very cool cover. Hey, thanks for joining us, comic collector. Hi-Yo Silver, Lone Ranger's famous horse. This is number 392, which this could be a painted cover too. We have just a neat little battle going on. Lone Ranger's nowhere to be seen. Comic Crypt of Castle Hills always, when he sends me messages, he always says Hi-Yo Silver. And so that's pretty cool. Gene Autry, really, really nice condition, 10-cent comic. All these are 10-cent comics with the exception of just a couple. Another Gene Autry. And the pricing on this stuff is all like $10-ish is their ask on it. This is A Date with Judy, number 25. This one they had $28 on. Date with Judy, number 30. Nice beach cover, $40 asking price on them. And let's see, this one they've got $110 on. So I don't know what's special about this issue. Maybe After Comics, maybe Alan would know. He has some of this romancy stuff he bought for his sister, right, Alan? Okay, so that's number 33, and it's a DC, Superman National Comics DC, 10-center. Date with Judy, number 34. This one's got $38 on it. Condition is just beautiful. This one is number 35. It had a $25 price point on it. Ice cream cover. And this one, I was thinking of my friend Kevin from just south of here in Ohio, comes and visits, and he collects golf covers, anything with a golf club on it. And I didn't look in the list, but as soon as I saw this cover, I was thinking of you, Kevin. That's number 43, Date with Judy, with a great golf cover. Okay. And here, Calling All Boys. Boys Hero of the Month, Gary Cooper. They've got Hockey Hero up top. I wonder if that is an actual story or if it's maybe a Gordie Howe type thing. I can't tell if that's Mr. Hockey or not, but Hockey Hero, in that age group, I always think of Gordie. And I don't have a year on it, but it is 10 cents. Oh, here it is. March of 1947, number 10, 10-center. Sketchwork is in here. How are you? Hey, comic collector, congratulations. Guys, let's give him a round of applause. He might have a baby coming today. That is the best haul. Anytime you can haul a baby, that's perfect. We got Monty Hall, number 45, 10-center. Roy Rogers, this is a July issue. And they had 45 on that. I mean, it is clean as a whistle. But I don't know if you get that. Maybe you do if you're in the right antique mall. $30 on this Roy Rogers. And I'm sure I've got both of those. Gunsmoke, Beasts of Horror. That's a pretty cool one. Indian Fighting President of the United States. Blazing Stories of the West, January, number 16, 10-cent comic. And they had $85 on that. That is a pretty wild cover. You got the skull and crossbones. You brand that horse right in the forehead. That's crazy. I wouldn't do that. All right. So another Monty Hall, 10-center, number 43. And a little Gabby Hayes over here, a little extra Gabby. Rocky Lane Western, number 18. move these aside and we'll finish this one up, guys. Thank you again so much for everyone being in here. So Rocky Lane number 8, Red Rider comics. We had a couple Red Riders earlier. This one must have fell in here. 10 cent. Neat thing. They got 20 bucks on that. Walt Disney's Dumbo. They had a $20 asking price on it. And Hopalong Cassidy number 17. And again, this whole haul, $70. Unbelievable. Hopalong here, starring William Boyd, number 49. Here we got number 10, Hopalong Cassidy. That one had a $27 ask. And we've got number 23, Hopalong. We've got Jingle Jangle Comics, number 16, which I don't think I've heard of this before. Buy More War Bonds. So maybe early 40s. It's an August issue. They had $28 ask on that. Guys, my cell phone just died on me, so I can't read the chat too well anymore. So I'm sorry I'm falling out with that. Henry Aldrich, 10 center. It's got, I sometimes refer to this as rat chew. It's got a little rat chew at the top. I assume that's a little mouse that got busy, but it's still a 10 cent. It's still a really statuesque cover, if you ask me. It's pretty neat. He's losing his focus over there. Maybe he rat chewed the corner before he got busy on this hedge. There's another Henry Aldrich. A little risque. Weird cover, if you ask me. Henry's kind of pranking the shadow there. All right. Then we've got Looney Tunes comics, another one of these to look up. That's a really, really neat 10 cent cover. Tom and Jerry 10 center. Jerry and friend got busy painting. Another Looney Tunes, the Dreamboat Tunnel of Love. And this is about it, guys. Tiny Tot Funnies number 9. I'm going to go back later and read what the comments were in here, guys. Thank you again. I so appreciate it. Don Winslow, in this issue, Death Rides the Skis. So that's number 41. Great cover. Isn't that a great cover? Look at that. And then we have Buy One of These War Stamps Today. This is number 17. That's a pretty old one. This one they had $80 asking price on it. The last one they had $20. So this is a lot older. And then I guess we're going to finish with a Bronze Age, of all things, to be on the bottom. A Walter Lantz Woody Woodpecker Whitman. And some of these are rare to find. And my favorite thing about this book is the sea monkeys ad on the back. Everyone raised a few sea monkeys, and I think that's great. So overall, unexplainable. I've got some more haul stuff I'm going to be doing soon. A big one. I want to do a shout out before I sign off here. I want to do a thank you to Gauntlet Comics. Okay, Gauntlet Comic Books is based out of North Miami, Florida. Let me get this thing. I'm not going to open this today, but these guys really went out of their way to work with me. I found them on eBay. They had some books that I was specking on, and they really went out of their way to work with me on it. So I can't wait to open it. It's been sitting here for a week or so, and that haul will be coming soon. But until then, I wish you guys the best. Take care of yourselves. Get out, go for a walk, go for a jog, a run, whatever you like to do. Miracles happen all the time. Be faithful, and good stuff, I hope, will be coming your way. With that, Silver Age Dave is out.